What's going on, guys? So I finally began building the world for the Forgotten Village. Back in April, I released my first demo of the game on Steam and received a ton of great feedback. Since then, I've taken what players loved about the demo and started planning out the full game with this in mind. Overall, there were three main things players loved about the game. Number one, seeing the visual impact you have on the village as you begin fixing it. Whether it's clearing weeds or fixing fences, there's something therapeutic and rewarding seeing the world change around you. It's that feeling I want to encapsulate throughout not only the village, but also the entire game. Everything you do should have a mechanical and visual impact on the world around you. Number two, exciting and relevant quest rewards. The excitement comes from gaining a new tool or item which allows the player to unlock a new useful feature or area of the game. For example, in the demo, obtaining a sickle will allow you to clear those annoying weeds, while a hoe will let you till old dirt into fresh, usable soil. Tilling soil will allow you to grow crops and eventually flowers, plants, and trees, which will be available in the full game. With a few creative ideas and new tools, the rundown village may quickly become a creative sandbox for the player to design as they wish. And fixing major structures such as bridges will unlock entirely new areas for the player to explore. Although the demo was limited to a few farming and mining quests, each NPC in the game will be a different occupation, often leading to relevant quest rewards based on that. For example, Farmer Mike may give seeds or a watering can, while the fisherman may reward a basic fishing pole or a recipe to craft fishing traps. With this mechanic and gameplay loop knowledge, players may venture out from the village seeking NPC tools or equipment most relevant to the activities they enjoy most. And this leads me to the third most loved feature of the game, which also happens to be my favorite. And that's number three, progress. Whether it be fixing, gathering, speaking to NPCs, completing quests, discovering treasure, unlocking new areas, upgrading buildings, etc. Everything you do in the game will result in progress towards beating the game. Gathering resources to fix objects and complete quests which result in rewards will improve your ability to fix everything more efficiently. This progress may come in the form of new or upgraded tools, buffs, proficiency perks, crafting, and more. So, with all this in mind, I started planning out the remaining features, areas, NPCs, and quests for the game. First, I opened up the east wall of the village with a stone bridge leading to the town. Once the stone bridge is fixed, the player will gain access to the town, where they will find many new NPCs, quests, and shops. I started by creating stylized structures in Blender to the best of my current ability. This was a combination of my own vision along with stylized references I found online through sites such as Sketchfab and ArtStation. Although I know the final polish of the game usually comes at the final stage of development, I thought it was a good time to study and improve my 3D modeling and stylized texturing skills. After completing one structure to the best of my ability, I compared my work to that of a 3D professional artist to understand what made theirs look so much better than mine. For example, I created a fridge for the player's kitchen. My model looked decent for a normal white fridge, but it didn't have that same stylized, almost cartoony type look you'd see in a Disney or Pixar type movie. It was here I learned about the proportional editing tool in Blender, which allows you to over or under exaggerate features of models. Maybe the bottom of the fridge should be a little wider while the handle should be a thicker, soft rounded edges. In addition, I learned more about the smooth shading on certain parts of the model while flat surfaces should be shaded as so. I fooled around with these tools a bit until I achieved the fridge model I was happy with. After this, I watched a bunch of tutorials on stylized art and texture painting to learn how to go from basic flat colors to professional looking hand-painted stylized assets. It was mind-blowing to me how much of an effect normal maps, height maps, ambient occlusion maps, and lighting can have even on the simplest low-poly model, not to mention the hand-painted details of texture painting, which add imperfections to the model, ironically give that final professional polish. Some of examples of this include painting lighter colors along the edges of objects to give the perception of worn edges or to emphasize reflections on metallic edges. Stylized rocks and wood planks also have hand-painted crevices, cracks, vibrant/saturated colors along with the appearance of grime or dirt, sometimes moss. After creating some town structures with flat colors, I started applying some of the above stylized techniques on the new village structures. Many of these structures and their upgrades will also be tied to the new proficiency system. I started by making a quarry, a type of one-floor cave which will hold various types of randomized stone and ore veins the player can mine, a greenhouse which will enable the player to grow crops all year round, a pet house which can house a dog or a cat, a fish pond to keep and raise caught fish, a kitchen which will unlock cooking as well as starting recipes, a village hall which will hold player achievements, awards, and collections related to each major NPC. With each new structure I created, I continued to build off what I learned from the previous. And although not perfect, I believe that I have about 80% of the skill and knowledge now needed to create the art style I envisioned for the remainder of the game. Finally, I modeled and textured the player workshop. Fixing this workshop will serve as the final village tutorial quest. Upon completion, the player will unlock crafting along with the basic crafting recipes required to access the other areas of the world. It is at this point they can choose to fix the wooden bridge leading to the beach, the stone bridge leading to the town, or copper gate leading to the forest. Or they could just fix all at once and choose from there. Each of which will lead the player to meet more NPCs, complete additional quests, and acquire new tools, equipment, and other rewards. Ultimately helping the player reach the endgame goal of fixing the Forgotten Village and reuniting everyone once again. So that's about it for now. Thank you again to everyone who has followed this game dev journey for all these years, played the demo, and provided me excellent feedback along the way. This is going to be a very productive 2026, and I hope everyone has a good year and reaches their goals. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next devlog.